Welcome to WordNerd's Visualize Your Vocabulary. Let's get this started with. Of course, our first word will be comedy. Comedy is a noun, and this basically means to be very easy, to be at peace. Now, a bunch of ambassadors from countries around the world went ahead and come into this committee to go ahead and be together too. Although they come from very different cultures, they are still very compatible and they still get along really well. And look at this one. This person is eating a muffin. The American is eating the English breakfast. The American is reading the British newspaper. Wow. And also, is that... I actually hope that would be tea, but it seems to be more like water. Next up, we have paucity. Now, paucity here is a noun, and this is basically means something that is scarce. And paucity is noun, so it basically means scarcity. And remember it with paucity. Now, paucity was founded by a bunch of grizzly bears because there was a lot of salmon in this river here. But then the river dried up, and so did the salmon, and the grizzly bears had to move somewhere else. Alright, next up we have appease. Appease is a verb, and this is basically means going ahead and you're gratifying that person. And when you're gratifying it, you go ahead and you're giving them what they actually want. When you're appeasing a person by giving them the top secret files on USB drive, well, you just made their day. And then, of course, next up we have gregarious. Gregarious is an adjective, and this is basically means you're very outgoing, you're easygoing, you're very sociable. Speaking of which, remember gregarious with Greg Airhead. And since how do you remember? Well, there's this guy who named Greg, whose head is pretty big. He's easygoing, he's very sociable, and he basically likes the company of other people. And it seems that other girls seem to like him too. Next up, our next word is kinetic. Kinetic is an adjective, adjective that basically means something that keeps on moving. A kinetic object is basically that object that's moving. And remember this with can-atic. Now, the kinetic can in the attic is always bumping into things, and so it makes loud sounds. So loud that not even earmuffs can bluff them out. It only happens at night though, because, well, unfortunately, everything is terrible there, and wind is always happening at night. And so, this family really needs a good sleep. Alright, next up we have mollify. Mollify is a verb, and this is like a synonym to appease. And so you remember this with mollify. And that, of course, is how you do it. You remember yourself, you basically have your wife, and you're all like, hey, so you want to get yourself out of the doghouse, and so you go ahead and offer things. I'll clean the house, wax your car, take you to the mall, everything's right clear. So anything to get him outside of the doghouse. And then, of course, we have nostalgia. Nostalgia is a noun, and this is practically means you're going ahead and you're remembering the olden days when you were doing things. A little bit, the same feeling you have when you're homesick. That kind of thing. That's basically nostalgia. And you remember this with stallion. So go ahead, look outside, and then look at the stallion, and you're like, stallion. I remember them. I don't do it anymore, though. I don't ride them anymore, though. I don't know why I'm keeping them yet, though. And of course, then we have quixotic. Quixotic is another interesting word. This is based on the character Don Quixote. We've talked about it on this channel like a year ago. And so you remember quixotic like this. You go ahead, take a first date with a girl you met only a few days ago. And so you go ahead, you proclaim your love towards her, and then this happens. You decide to be quixotic and then tell her, let's go ahead and go on a trip around the world, quit her jobs, and have a decent life. Okay, first goes ahead and looks and audits his bank. He does a quick audit. That's actually how you remember quick audit, and then you realize that you only have $197.86 in your bank account. And you're like, that should be enough. If you're a poor person, let's go ahead and pack our bags, sweetie. And with that, they go on a trip around the world. Next up, we have opaque. Now you are a see-through man, and you're trying to make a sidekick be able to have X-ray vision as well too. He's trying so hard that it feels like his head is going to bust. Go ahead and say, okay, calm down. Don't try that hard. You might break something inside your head. Go ahead and concentrate, but don't concentrate too much so that it just happens naturally towards you too. Yeah, I think the reason why this person is able to see through wall is because of those special glasses that he wears. Okay, this one's interesting. Next up, we have impervious. Impervious is an adjective, and this is basically means something that's impenetrable. When like glass is impervious, that just basically means that glass is unbreakable. At least if it breaks, you can't make anything go through it. And that's pretty much every word here too. And remember this with him, her, these. When she tried to go ahead and give him her bees, he was like a little confused. And the psychiatrist was always thinking, how can I get into this woman's eye too? And with that, we will have ended our today's episode of Wonders Research Vocabulary. Hope to see you guys soon, and like and share, please. Bye bye. Impervious, adjective. Opaque, adjective. Quixotic, adjective. Nostalgia, noun. Mollify, verb. Kinetic, adjective. Gregarious, adjective. Appease, verb. Paucity, noun. Comedy, noun.